Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Oracle of Zoraya Utranaya. Today, I am facilitating a pick and image reading for the week of September the 22nd to the 28th, 2024. I ask you to pick a card that resonates with how you are feeling right now, with your current state of energetic being. Card number 1, the hawk is the messenger with the rose quartz. Card number 2 is the white stag, the protector with the clear quartz. And card number 3 is the ladybug, good luck with the amethyst. Choose which card resonates with you the most and look down below for the timestamp where you can find the video that is resonating with you at the frequency you are at the moment. All right, see you soon. Good afternoon to all of those who chose image number 1. This was the hawk, beautiful and majestic hawk. Now, this reading is for September the 22nd, which is Sunday, all the way to Saturday, September 28th, 2024. I will be utilizing the numerology of the date September 22nd, 2024 to indicate how many times I'm shuffling the cards. So the numerology of that date is 3 when you add up all of those numbers, okay? So here we are. The first column we're going to be pulling today is passing energies. All right, so we have the Hermit. Perhaps you have been going through some sort of dark night of the soul. I know I have been. This last month, perhaps, a lot of introspection, lots of alone time, a lot of spiritual downloads I've been noticing, a lot of physical correspondences to those downloads. I don't know if you are going through something like that. Let me know as well. We just have gone through as well the partial lunar eclipse that was in Pisces. That was on Tuesday, I believe. Pisces is one of the most psychic, intuitive, and spiritual signs. So depending on where that was in your birth chart, what house that fell in, it could impact you a little bit differently, okay? But this is definitely a time, this was a portal. We are all going through spiritual upgrades. If you're watching this, this is, you definitely are on this path, okay? And so, let me just make sure that's okay. And so we want to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves, that we're eating well, we're giving ourselves rest, and we're listening to our bodies. If you're normally working out, but your body is feeling really zapped and energetic, maybe do some yoga. Maybe we need to start listening to our bodies, because physiologically our bodies are needing to catch up to what is going on the cellular level with all of the spiritual upgrades that we are going through, okay? Our spiritual essence, our light body is upgrading. We are going through a transition process right now, and our body needs time to adjust to this, okay? So this can be part of this hermit experience that you are going through, okay? Because this is a new beginning with the Ace of Wands here as well. Okay, you might have even been wanting to start looking into a little bit of other sort of knowledges, or like different forms of knowledge, occult knowledge, while you are in hermit mode, maybe during this dark night of the soul. Perhaps you have been going through. Okay, we'll get to the individual cards once I get a little bit more of an understanding of the holistic approach for you. Okay, hawk pile. So we do have a hawk here as well on the 3 of wands. Okay, so I think what you've been doing is you've been wanting to plant some seeds, considering this is in the recent past here. And you have been introspective. The hermit has like a snake, which is about knowledge. The snake is an ancient symbol of seeking out knowledge, and it's associated with Sophia and Gnostic Christianity. Okay, and we have the Ace of Wands as well. This is brand new beginnings, brand new projects, wanting to build something new. All right, now Pluto, the planet of destruction, of death and rebirth, which is what we're going through right now individually and collectively, is doing its final dance between being in the sign of Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay, now Capricorn is top-down authoritarian structure, institutions, the elite, authoritarian governments, banks, okay, the old systems, top-down systems. And Aquarius is the collective, people, community, grassroots organizations. So perhaps you have been endeavoring on some sort of project that is perhaps more community oriented, or you are trying to use this spiritual growth, the spiritual transformation that you are going through in order to build something new. There is a lot of distractions going on right now. The world is getting really chaotic. A lot of news is going to be coming out, a lot more truths coming out now. The last end of the year is going to be extremely full of drama and truths coming out. Okay, we have this thing with P. Diddy coming out. Obviously, he's going to be exposing a lot of other people that have been part of a very dark paradigm. Okay, this is what we are shedding right now, and that we have to go through this process. Okay, but instead of being hyper focused and going into a state of fear, we have war imminent. There's we have it in the Middle East, we have it in Ukraine with Russia, a lot of instability. We have the election coming up in November, so there is a lot of stuff going on. And I used to be really into politics and geopolitics and stuff, and recently with my hermit mode, with my going within, I feel like I am shedding this. Not that like I'm still interested in it, but it's for me, I'm realizing this is all like a movie. We are transcending what because it's all part of the authoritarian Capricornian structure guided by the elites. Okay, this is to distract us, right? Keep them distracted with circuses and bread while they do whatever it is they're doing. This is all collapsing. So while this is collapsing, we are encouraged to build. Okay, we are encouraged to build something of our own in our own internal communities, within our families, and focus on building something of quality with the knowledge that we have acquired in this spiritual development that we are going through. I feel that you've also been waiting for some news to come in with respects to this project that you have been working on. And so I think that you are going to be finally hearing some news with respects to, it could be even a business project or a side hustle that you have been endeavoring in on, okay? Then we have the Page of Pentacles in our current energies for this week. All right. So you have definitely planted some seeds here. The Queen of Cups and the Sun. Okay, so you have been following your heart with this new endeavor, right? We have the Ace of Wands here, the Page of Pentacles here, right? You've been having a lot of more energy because of this spiritual dark night of the soul that you have. I feel that now, because of the insights that you have received through all of this, you are going to be having a lot more impetuous energy, a lot more drive, a lot more passion, and you're going to be seeing some movement, and you're going to be getting a lot of attention here from because we have the Sun. Okay, and you're just being encouraged to be mindful of leading with just your emotions. Okay, the Queen of Cups can be a really emotional card. She's the most emotional person in the deck here. So, but she can be quite psychic as well. All right. She, the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, they are the most psychic and spiritual people. And you having this on the diagonal below the Hermit. Okay, so the Hermit, like I said, this was you going into hermit mode. You've been perhaps even doing a lot of shadow work here, which is very important. You can't elevate in consciousness, but until you do your shadow work, you have to look at all the traumas that you've gone through. Look at all of the taboo parts of yourself, that are perhaps not accepted in society right now. And we are all not perfect, and understanding where those motivations came from for the things that you've done in the past, being compassionate to yourself, okay, and forgiving yourself for what you perhaps did that you might not be proud of in the past, but moving forward and learning from the lessons that it has provided to you. You see here, this is the snake that I was talking about here. The snake can be an indication of the Kundalini. Because when we are rising in consciousness and we are healing our wounds and integrating our shadow, we no longer live from the lower chakras. Okay, the lower chakras are more of the they're associated with the 3D realm more. Okay, we have the root chakra, the Muladhara. That is about security. This is kind of like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs as well. Okay, you can't move up into self-actualization until you are secure with your lower needs. Okay, then we move up being secure in who you are, and then we once those lower chakras are integrated and secure and healed, then we can move up to the heart chakra, which is this green one right here. And this is the integration. You see this triangle right here? That is the masculine. That is Shiva. Okay. And then we have the lower triangle is Shatki. And this is the Kundalini, is the snake energy that rises up on our spine. Okay. And so there is Shatki that lives here in the base of our spine, and this is the divine union between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, they are divine counterparts, and this is what we're trying to integrate here as we get towards the winter solstice. Okay. So, and this is, you're being able to shed a light on what is true and what is not, and what is important right now and what is not. And you see here, if I do it this way, we need to shed a light on what we hold dear to our hearts. And like I said, shedding a light on what is important and what is not right now, because there's a lot of distractions, and we need to be able to disconnect from the distractions, because they're going to inhibit us from developing what we need to develop in order to move into the age of Aquarius. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, what you're building here, the seeds that you are building, the seeds that you have planted, this is for what you are developing. And the seeds that you have planted are close to what your heart is. And the Queen of Cups, she only focuses on things that she cares about really deeply. Okay, and so this is something now, because of this transmutation, this dark night of the soul, the integration of your shadow, you are now building something here. Building something with impetuous energy. You see here, this building is meant to look like it's collapsing. And that is what is going on in the external world right now, my dear hawk pile. And we need to put our focus on building what we want to see. And we need to stop focusing on giving our sovereignty away to external authorities, like big governments, like employers even. We need to start taking our own sovereignty back and start leading with our own sovereignty and power. The salamander in the tarot is indicated of you being protected from fire, you being protected from risk. So even though you might be scared to endeavor on this project or this new way of living because you've never done it before, know that the universe has your back, hawk pile. The seeds that you have planted now are being nourished here by the sun. The sun gives nourishment, and it also illuminates things that are not conducive to our own good, not conducive into us reaching our full potential. And we need to focus and follow what gives our life nourishment. You see, like the sunflowers here, follow the sun throughout the day. All right? And if we do that, you will start to see outcomes, start getting communications from the seeds that you have put in. Now, polka dots in the tarot as well indicate the need to have more fun. So make sure that you are balancing your life out, even if you're going through a dark night of the soul, even though you're busy with a new project or whatever this is that you're trying to build. Pile one, image one, hawk pile. You have to start into remembering to step into and love your inner child, and to make sure you're still having fun in your life. We are here. We are put on this earth not to struggle. Okay, struggle is part of growth, but abundance and happiness is our birthright as well. And once you can step into the power of manifesting the life that you want by resonating at the frequency, knowing that you already have what it is that you seek, this is where the power lies. You need to be from a mind frame that you already have what you want, and now you're just writing this is this part of the story. You are Frodo in the Shire going on his adventure, and you're going to look back and see this wonderful epic of the hero's journey down the road, right? Okay, let's keep going here. So in our up and coming energies, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. We have the Five of Cups. I see where this is going. And we have the Emperor. All right. And let me get the final column, and then we'll go a little bit more in depth. So this is the final these are any more messages. This final column here is any more messages from your spirit guides or from your higher self, or any sort of entities, gods and goddesses and archetypes and different forms of consciousness that you work with. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man. All right, now there are two cards that kind of remind me of Odin. Okay, the Hanged Man and the Hermit. And we have the Emperor here too. Everyone, so, the Hanged Man, seeing things from different perspectives, coming enlightened as well. The Page of Cups, manifesting, right? And that's just what I was talking about recently. And then celebration with the Four of Wands. Okay, let me just have a little bit of a sip here. And let's get to this, okay? Now we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is all about self-imposed restrictions or self-sabotage, or not being able to see that you are the one in control of your life, and you're the one that is putting limits on yourself with your limiting beliefs. The swords are about ideas, of thoughts, and of your mental processes. Okay, ideologies. So if you see here, I'm going to just show this to you as well. All right, something perhaps might not go your way or the way that you want it to, with respect to whatever this is that you're building, whatever this is that the seeds that you have planted. Okay, now when you are manifesting something here, right, with the Page of Cups, he's manifested this with his imagination, with his words, and with his thoughts. And we'll get to that in a minute. But when you're trying to manifest something, you need to be very specific with what it is that you want as the outcome, like the end goal. Okay, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a trillionaire. I want to be my own boss. I want to take care of my family. I want freedom from the external expectations of the world, right? But we need to be flexible with how the universe can provide us with this, okay? So not be rigid and not be super hyper focused that everything has to go one way in order to get to your goal, because the universe might have another way for you to get to it. So if you see here, okay, whatever it is that you're building, so you see here, he's got 3 cups, and he's spilt them. He's spilt this wine and this water. It's like spilling milk and crying about it. He's lamenting over this. He's super hyper focused that this one thing didn't work out for him. They've spilled, and okay. But if you see here, there's 2 cups behind him. And he needs to practice gratitude and even just like be mindful of his perspective here, right? Got to see things from a different perspective. Because if he only turns around, he would see the two of cups. There's a path that goes to this bridge, and the bridge goes to the castle, which would be his. And you know what's inside the castle? More cups, like a million cups, filled with a lot of different things. Okay? So if something doesn't work out for you the way you planned, if you like you're working on this project and you're waiting for some sort of correspondence with some sort of clients or something like that, or like something with respects to the seeds that you're planting, okay, and you didn't get that job, you didn't get that date with someone, right? You didn't become pregnant during this time, okay? Something, whatever it is that you're expecting, and it doesn't work out. Know that whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. Doors that close are only opening the pathways for other doors to open that are meant for you. Okay, and it became quite of a joke to me when I kept seeing the world this way. Okay, and it gets kind of frustrating sometimes. But if you go with the flow, and to see it as like an adventure and start seeing things as communication from the universe, that this wasn't for you, and to keep going, then you're not looking at it as a disappointment, and that's not lowering your vibration. You're seeing this as a game now. Okay? And when you see it as a game, then you're freeing yourself from this self-limiting belief, okay, that things are supposed to go a certain way. And you see life as a more of an adventure. The Eight of Swords is a card that illustrates self-imposed restrictions or ideas and thoughts about yourself that are the cause of you not being able to move forward. On a normal Rider-Waite deck, this lady is entombed in the cage, quote unquote, that is not all the way around. It only goes halfway. Yes, she is blindfolded and she's tethered up, but the tethers are loosely bound around her body. She can easily just push herself out of it, or lean up against a sword and cut her way out and take the blindfold off and get out of this environment before the tide comes in. Nobody is coming to save you. You need to start getting out of this victim mentality of things not ever working out for me, and seeing failed it's not failed opportunities. It is maybe you're dodging a bullet that this is actually better for you. Maybe it would have been bad for you to go down that road if that had worked out for you. And that something is actually coming along that is much better. Okay? You have the power to untether your mental ways of thinking and to start seeing things from a different perspective, right? You have a choice on how you can see things. You can see things as the glass half full. You can see things as the glass half empty. You can see things as you being in a victim mentality, that the locus of your control is the external world and you have no control over your own life. Or you can start having an internal locus of control and start grabbing life by the horns, like the emperor. Okay? He takes life by the horns quite literally. This is Aries. Who are you? The motto for Aries is I am, and that is the universe. You are the universe. You are the monad. You are all of the archetypes. Use them to your advantage. And right now, the archetype of the emperor, of the warrior, is calling upon for you. Does the emperor feel victimized to his external environment, or does he take what he wants? He's always ready to go. He doesn't lament over missed opportunities. He paves new opportunities himself. Okay. And we have here, like I said, the Hanged Man. How can you sacrifice yourself to yourself like Odin did when he hung himself on the world tree in order to gain enlightenment? He gave his eye to the well of Mimir in order to gain the knowledge of the runes and occult knowledge of the universe. Now, occult does not mean evil or bad. It just means hidden or secret knowledge. And this is stuff that you've been kind of seeking out yourself here, right? Odin is also the wanderer. Like Gandalf was based off of Odin. And then we have Odin here as well. So maybe Odin is calling out to you. Maybe you want to do a little meditation to Odin. Okay? He's the god of war, right? But he's also quite spiritual as well. He practices Scythe and divination. So perhaps he's seeking out and calling to you so you can channel him and his strength in order for you to manifest things. Be mindful of the words that you are using in your day-to-day life because they carry vibration. Vibration carries frequency, and this is what attracts more of what you are putting out into the universe. I have nothing. Things are never going to work out. If you keep saying this, you're going to be attracting more of that. I am fully abundant. Abundant is my birthright. I am a powerful magician, and I can manifest anything I can with my words and my thoughts. Even your thoughts are powerful. The thoughts that you say about yourself, right? This is even about this too, right? The thoughts that you say about yourself. Your cells can hear you. And then especially this can bring sickness into yourself. We are controlling our whole universe, both externally and internally. As within, so without. As above, so below. Right? The Hermetic principles. Be mindful of how you speak to yourself and to the external world, because things come into fruition. Do this the right way, my dear hawk pile, and you will be celebrating soon. This is also a portal. Perhaps this is something, we are in between a portal now. We are in eclipse season. This perhaps is a very powerful time for you, hawk pile, for you to be manifesting between the lunar eclipse in Pisces that we just had and the solar eclipse that's happening in October. Okay. Use this to your advantage. This is what you could be manifesting. This is marriage, this is celebration, the family, houses, abundance, stability, prosperity. All right. Now, let's end off here with a reading of the Hawk card for you, and then we will stop at that. All right. Beautiful card. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. Wow. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Courage, swiftness, clear sight, focus, intensity, premonitions, fidelity, higher purpose, discernment, and messages from spirit. The hawk, with its extraordinary vision and high vantage point, has the ability to see what others cannot. Hawks are associated with the realms of the ancient gods. Jupiter and Mercury both had hawks as their ally. Hawk is often called the messenger of the gods. To see a hawk or hear its shrill cry can be a warning to be more aware. Look to all the details and omens to pause and reflect on what may be amiss. Hawks mate for life, and the pair raises their young in a strong and secure nest. Hawks look out for family. When embroiled in family issues, take flight and breathe the fresh air. Too much emotion can cloud hawk clear vision. Hawk always means spirit is at hand. Hawk people benefit from focus and sharp observation to guide them to the best outcome. They believe in a bright future because they soar above others and see the way to success in all ventures. Optimism is one of Hawk's virtues. If Hawk calls you, it may be wise to spend some time studying the currents of life and follow where they lead you. The wind with its power and direction will be your guide. You can fly and reach the sky. You are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and wiser than you know. Some things to keep in mind are, have you lost your bird's eye view, your perspective, your different perspective, and are missing the obvious? Is it time to get more focused on family or your goals? Stop with the distractions. Are you listening to the messengers of the gods, and has your emotion clouded your perception, right? The Queen of Cups. If this reading resonated for you, my dear, dear hawk pile, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if that is something that you'd like to do. You could also hit that bell notification to let you know when I release new videos. And if you want a more holistic approach as to what is going on with your week, you can check out some of the other videos as well. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye-bye. Good afternoon to all of those who chose the second image in the spread. You are the white stag. What a beautiful card to pick. We will be doing this reading for September the 22nd to the 28th, 2024. And thus I will be shuffling the cards 3 times each as I utilize the numerology of the date September 22nd, 2024 to indicate how many times I'm going to be shuffling the cards. Okay, so we have 3. Hope everyone is doing well after that eclipse that we had on Tuesday. All right, so our first column that we are going to be pulling today is passing energies. All right, the Hermit. The first pile, the hawk pile, had this in the same position as well, and I shuffled thrice before I started the reading, and then I shuffled 3 times again. So that's kind of interesting. So we have the Hermit, perhaps going through a dark night of the soul, perhaps experiencing some elevated consciousness, perhaps doing some shadow work as well. These things are not easy, all right? These things are not easy at all. And perhaps you've been taking some introspection time, some alone time, going into your cave. Perhaps you have been seeking out occult knowledge or watching videos, doing some research on different sorts of spirituality, tarot, astrology, things like that. You're expanding your mind. You are elevating at a DNA level, okay, at a cellular level. And sometimes these things can affect us physically as well. If you're having some ascension symptoms, it could mean some headaches, some rashes on your skin, feeling extreme fatigue, feeling a little bit depressed. We are going through a big transformation, both at an individual level and as a collective globally. All right, from now until the end of the year, we're going to see things ramping up. We have a lot of the celebrity truths coming out with P. Diddy right now, and I'm sure a lot more stuff is going to come out with respect to a lot of other celebrities as well. That are associated with a really dark paradigm of control. This is Capricorn, okay? Pluto, the planet of rebirth and destruction, is doing its final dance right now until November. He's in Capricorn. Capricorn is top-down authoritarian structure, institutions, banking, religion, people in power, the elite, okay? And the Pluto is, like I said, the planet of death and rebirth, and it's going to be moving into Aquarius in November for a long time. 250 years, it will not return to Capricorn again, Okay. So we're moving from uh, top down control. Okay, and we're going to see things ramp up. They know that they are losing power. We're going through a transformation. And as Pluto moves into Aquarius, obviously it's not going to happen like this, but we're moving into an age that is more grassroots oriented, more community oriented, and we are taking back our sovereignty and our power from these people. They should not have had it to begin with. So as you start shedding the light here on on the truths within yourself, doing the shadow work with yourself, we're going through this process at the same time as a global collective. We are having the election coming up. You know, Trump's been like trying. People have been assassinating him for 3 times now, and like you know, things are getting a little bit ludicrous. I used to be really into politics and geopolitics, and I still am interested in it, but I don't follow it as much anymore. I'm realizing that everything is like a show. Okay, everything is like it's like it's getting quite evident to me that yes, these are real happening in the world, but nothing is what it seems. Okay, nothing is what it seems, and I am more focused now as Pluto's moving into Aquarius soon into building something of my own and focusing and not getting distracted by what is going on in the external environment, right? They want us to be distracted from things that are going on behind the scenes, right? Now, I want to talk a little bit about, perhaps some of the things that you've been going through during this dark night of the soul. Okay, we have here the you. This is you. Okay, and this is you in hermit mode. And while you are in hermit mode and you are extrapolating truths that are being made evident to you, you're doing some shadow work, and perhaps you're going through a Kundalini rising. Okay, and Kundalini rising is like you are now becoming secure within yourself. You're secure, like you know, in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you cannot move into self actualization until your lower needs are met. And this is the same that goes with Kundalini awakening with the lower 3 chakras, okay? Your Muladhara, your solar plexus, and Manipura, okay? And so, uh, as those are more, you see these colors red, orange, and yellow here, as these are the lower chakras, that once you get to that, you go through a portal here. This is the heart chakra, okay, Anahata. And it's an integration between your divine masculine, which is Shiva, and your divine feminine, which is Shatki. Shatki and Shiva want to meet again and have a divine union. And so as your energy is moving up, the serpent, okay, serpent is also a symbol of knowledge and of Sophia in Gnostic religion, which is about wisdom and knowledge, okay? And as your Kundalini is rising, as Shakti is rising up to Shiva, up in the mind, up into the crown chakra, you're starting to illuminate what is true and what is not in both within yourself and in the external world. Okay. Things are starting to become more clear to you. You're integrating what has happened in the past and you're creating healthy boundaries now. The queen, she used to be clouded in disillusion, in the fog of reality, in this density 3D realm. But as you have gone through this spiritual awakening, this dark night of the soul, and this is not something that just occurs for a month, okay, or a year. This is once you have had that actualization, once you're starting to open yourself up and to waken up to the world as it is, like dimensions live on top of each other. It's not in a different place. They're all on top of each other. It is a vibrational frequency. It's like taking the red pill or the clear pill. You can never go back, okay? Once you know the truth. And so as the disillusion, as the clouds start fading, these used to be above her head. She couldn't see clearly into the future and ahead, what was ahead. Now the clouds are dissipating because you are able, here, I'm going to do it this way. You are able to shed the light of your own true essence and create healthy boundaries. You see here how she's holding up the sword as to protect herself. She's learned a lot of lessons from the past, from what has happened to her in the past. But she doesn't allow this to close herself off from experiencing new opportunities and new experiences. She has her hand open to receive still. She doesn't close herself off. Okay. And this, you're going through some sort of transformation here. You are integrating these two archetypes of these two queens. You are seeing clearly and more logically, and you're also tapping into your inner passions and in your inner fire. The Queen of Wands does not care what anybody thinks. She does what she wants. She goes after what she wants. She follows what gives her life nourishment. You see the sunflower here. The sunflower follows the sun throughout the day. The sun gives the sunflower nourishment, and the head follows the sun wherever it goes throughout the day. And that is what you are doing now. You have shed a light within you during this transformatory process here. And now you are leading with passion and drive. You're going to be getting more energy because of this. You're going to feel it this week. And you're being encouraged to go after what you want and not care what anybody else thinks, as long as you're not hurting anybody, okay? In the time of the tarot, black cats were considered to be very unlucky and a bad omen, but she likes black cats. She doesn't care what other people think. We are breaking free from convention. We are breaking free from the restraints of what society expects us to do, to be slaves to the debt system, to be slaves to this commercialism. There's nothing wrong with buying things, okay? But we are trained to consume. We used to be able to sew our own clothes, to grow our own food, and now we are becoming reliant for that we can't even shop for ourselves. They have to be fast food has to be delivered to ourselves, or food kits need to be delivered to our front door. Where is this food coming from? Do we know? We need to get back to becoming self-reliant. Okay? And breaking free from having to be consuming also information and not seeking it out ourselves. This is what we are going through during this transformatory process, my dear stag pile. You see, she also has a butterfly at the tip of her sword, and there are also butterflies here on her throne. This is you. You are going through a big transformatory process. And it's going to be never ending. Sometimes it's going to be more energetic at times, and sometimes you're going to be more introspective and down. It's an ebb and flow, okay? But I feel that this week with the Queen of Wands ending your passing energy here, you're going to be starting a brand new cycle that is more energized. All right, let's get into the energies coming up for this week. The Eight of Swords. Okay, this was also evident in the other reading as well. Justice. Oh, and these two wanted to come together. The Five of Cups and the Hanged Man. These also came up. Okay, so we have breaking free from self-imposed restrictions. Seeing things that don't work out for you as opportunities for something better to come along as well. You are going to be receiving more balance, and you are going to be retributed with karmic justice here, my dear pile 2, my dear stag pile. And you are being encouraged to see things from a different perspective, seeing things as not failures or not missed opportunities, but actually doors opening for you or doors have closed. And it's all based on how you see the world and how you choose to respond to things. And in our upcoming energies, we have the Knight of Cups here. Okay. clearly, you could have a love offer coming in. I don't really do love readings. I just do personal development, but I will mention it if it comes up. All right. Um, we do have Libra here. We have Virgo. We have a couple women here. We have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Or it could be an air sign. It could be a fire sign. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. So you could have an offer coming into you for a new opportunity coming in that is going to be helping balance out your life. But you need to make sure that you are hyper focused on how you respond to situations. Because how you choose to respond to situations affects your vibrational frequency. And then the vibrational frequency can limit how you perceive things that are happening to you. And if you make things if you allow your external environment to control your life, or whether you have an internal locus of control, where you know that you have the within you to control how you respond to anything that happens to you, and you can make out of it whatever you want. The Ace of Pentacles is very good, though. You have a new opportunity to make more money, which is something that we all want to see. Okay, and we also are going to be moving into more digital financial system as well. So you might want to look at my videos in my playlist that talk about the new financial system. I won't get into it too much here, but you might want to look at where your finances are, okay? And then we have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is the most psychic and intuitive king out of all of the kings, out of all of the cards in the minor arcana. So you might be developing more spiritual insights. You want to be paying attention to your dreams. Keep a dream book beside your bed so you can wake up and write down any recurring themes that you might have. Let's keep going, and then we'll get into a little bit more here. Any final messages from the universe or from your spirit team here? We have the Ten of Swords. So some old way of thinking is dead, done, and over with. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles as well, stability coming in, and the King of Wands. So we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands here right in the beginning and right at the end. So, you know, you very much could be finding a divine counterpart for yourself here. But what I'm getting more is that you are integrating various components of your divine masculine and your divine feminine, like I was talking about with the Kundalini rising and Shakti and Shiva. Okay. Yeah, we have the Justice card here also talking about balancing out things. So you might have started, I'm sorry, I'm just very thirsty. You might have started out your life with more predominant masculine or more predominant feminine. I know I was a big tomboy when I was a kid, and I never really was feminine, and now I'm starting to integrate that more, and I'm seeing how they are both becoming more imbalanced within myself. Okay, so things are starting to become more balanced as well. And when I was talking about karmic justice coming in for you, this has to do with Ma'at, the concept and goddess from the Egyptian pantheon. Ma'at, along with the god Thoth, would weigh your heart against a feather after you died. And this would determine the direction you would go in the afterlife. If your heart was heavier than the feather, you'd get devoured by a monster immediately, and you would cease to exist, based on how pure your intentions were. Because this would mean that you lived a life of malintention. But if your heart was lighter than a feather, you would also you would that would determine what direction you would go in life, and you would be blessed because you lived a life of pure intention. This doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, but it means that you're ever striving to be better, and you don't hurt people, and you don't go out of your way to take advantage of people. Okay? This concept of Ma'at and this karmic justice, it happens to both rich people and poor people. You cannot escape it. And so doing your shadow work, right, is very important. And we shouldn't be trying to be a better person just so we can receive ma'at. It's like the concept of being a good person just because you're afraid to go to hell. It should be more of an in intrinsic value of yours to be a good person. Okay, you can't fake it, but you can learn from your mistakes and see the opportunities for growth. And as long as you are trying to continue to better yourself, this is the ma'at. Okay, cosmic order, cosmic justice, and living life of pure intention. Okay, now you are going to experience this balancing out here, but you need, in order to see things that are balancing out, you need to be mindful of your perspective. Okay, these two came together, which is very interesting. Okay, it's all about seeing things from a different perspective, and this is for the current energies of the week. This is a card that indicates the god Odin hanging on the world tree Yggdrasil, and he gained enlightenment. He sacrificed himself to himself, and he gained a different perspective of the universe with this occult knowledge that he gained. The whole cult does not mean negative or evil, it just means hidden. He sacrificed his eye to the well of Mimir in order to gain the knowledge of the runes. Okay, so he would not have known all of that. He wouldn't have gained all this knowledge if he didn't hang himself and see the world from a different perspective. And this really goes along with this card here, the Five of Cups, because the Five of Cups is about not being able to see things from a different perspective. He has all this opportunity and all this abundance available to him, but he needs to turn around. He's too hyper focused on these cups here that have spilt. Okay, he's lamenting about them. He is fixated on this one situation that hasn't worked out for him, and that is what I'm talking about when I say, you know, if things don't work out for you the way that you want, it's because it wasn't meant for you, and whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. Doors that close lead to other ones that are opening. And if you see things this way, from that perspective, it can help you move on to things and not and to pivot and to start being creative and how you can approach things from a different perspective. Okay, and this helps with your growth because you're not hyper fixated. If you want to start manifesting things, right, you have to put it out to the universe that you want this as the final outcome, but you need to be flexible in how the universe can provide it for you. And so if something doesn't work out here, maybe it's because there's a better way of going about it, or you're capable of much more. Okay, there's something way better for you. You see, he's lamenting here, but he doesn't know if he turns around. There's two more cups here, yes, but then there is a path that goes to this bridge. The bridge goes to a castle, and that would also be his. And there's like a million cups there. Okay, so you need to see things from a different perspective. Turn around. Try to see things from a bird's eye view, perhaps, the bigger picture. Maybe you think if you just turn around, something better is going to be there for you. And this goes along with this as well. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is being imprisoned by your own thoughts, self-imposed restrictions. Okay, you are responsible for how you choose to react to things. On a normal Rider-Waite deck, there's no guy here, okay? But for me, this indicates that no one is coming to save you. We shouldn't be expecting other people to save us. It is within ourselves. This is a sword card, so these self-imposed restrictions are indicative of mental capacities, thoughts, and how we think about things, and ideologies. Are they limiting us? Do you have self-limiting beliefs about yourself and what you can accomplish? These tethers that are that are around her are very loosely tied. And this cage of swords doesn't go all the way around. She's not entombed in them. She can easily just push out of these tethers and take her blindfold off and escape before the tide comes in. So you have control over how you think about things and your perspective. Are you holding a victim mentality that the world is what is the problem and the world is what makes your life a living hell? Or do you have it within you to know that you are the one that has control of your life and how you choose to respond to things? Yes, some people might seem to have things better than the other, but you are here on a spiritual journey, my dear, dear white stag. Okay? We need to grow and learn our lessons from all of these challenges that life throws at us. And if we don't learn from them, you're going to repeat it. You're going to repeat the lesson. It's going to manifest itself in different ways until you learn it. Okay? So learn to see the diamond in the rough. Learn to see the silver lining in everything. There's always something that is useful to learn from every situation. And the faster you can learn it, the faster you can start moving on. Okay. Now, remember I was talking about like the truths coming out, the world is getting crazy, and this is coming, this is in your up and coming energy. Okay? Stay stoic, stay grounded in the tumultuous external world. Okay? Um, you have an offer coming in for you. We got two court cards from the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups. This can even be signifying you moving forward in life, okay? Because this is the first card on the top. We have the Knight of Cups, okay? Knight of Cups can indicate that obviously it's like a knight of shining armor. That's why I said there could be love, but I don't really get it here. But you could be leveling up here, okay? You started off as the Knight of Cups, and you are aligning with your purpose in life and with your meaning. You're seeking out the holy grail of your purpose and your spiritual journey, okay? And so because of that, you are on this epic journey and quest, and this new opportunity is going to be coming up for you that is going to help you. You're going to, this is a new way that you can make money or bring in stability in your life, abundance, okay? And you're leveling up from the knight to the king now, and you're going to be able to do that with this new opportunity. It could even be a job, because we also have right beside the Ace of Pentacles, when we look at our messages from the universe, is we have the King of Pentacles as well. Okay, stability coming in. Things are looking bullish for you. Okay, but something to keep in mind here, because we do have the Ten of Swords right above the King of Pentacles. This is old things, old ways of thinking about things, old ideologies, old like old thoughts. Something's dead, done, and over with, and perhaps this is because you have gone through this dark night of the soul. Nothing is the same anymore for you. This is good. Okay, so you have to understand as well, yes, the King of Pentacles can mean really good finances and stability coming in, but we have the Ten of Swords right beside it, and I mean above it. And so what this is meaning to me is the Taurus. This is Taurus, the King of Pentacles, okay? Taurus is very stubborn. And the King of Pentacles is very apt to stick to what has worked in the past for him. And he's very inflexible on trying new things, because he knows what he's used in the past has worked for him. But some of the ways that you've gone about to make money, or that have worked for you, or even in the world, is dead, done, and over with. Okay, and this could even be finances or the financial system. I don't know. We'll have to see. But try to think outside of the box as well. Even if you're getting new opportunities here, right? Try to think outside of the box in creating your own opportunities, because like I said, you are being encouraged to see things from a different perspective. The old way of doing things is dead, done, and over with, and you're being encouraged to be less rigid and more flexible and thinking outside of the box on how you can step into this new paradigm here, into this new way of making money based on going after what's important to you, and something based on your values and what gives your life meaning. Okay, because you are protected from risk as well here. The King of Wands, he has the Salamander. Salamander is protection of fire, and this is protection of risk Obviously, this is calculated risk. You're not just going to go invest all of your life savings into a meme stock or something that someone on YouTube told you to do. You're doing your research, but whatever this is, whatever it is giving you passion, it's giving you drive, it's giving you ingenuity, and you have a new zest for life. So you need to go towards it. Okay? Go towards this new passion of yours and try something new. Stay stoic and stay focused while everything else is being tumultuous and chaotic, and just focus on what you want to create. Okay, this is the theme right now. We need to start creating while everything else is collapsing around us. Okay. All right. Now let's end off here with a white stag. Let's read about the white stag, and then we will end there. Okay. All right. So you are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. Nobility, transitions, spirit journey, change, king of the forest, dreams, foreknowing, dreams, leadership, romance, vitality, solitude, protection, purity, masculine, and luck. The white stag is revered in many myths and cultures. To the Celts, the majestic white stag was one who moved between the worlds. To Christians, stag represented Christ and the miracle of rebirth and renewal. To some, stag was fertility and abundance. White stag is often compared to the sacred white buffalo for its connection to the Great Spirit. It usually agreed that if white stag appeared to you in dreams, meditations, or the physical world, it is a powerful medicine omen. White stag as a totem belongs to old souls. Stag people sense that they have been down this earth road before. If white stag is your totem, you will feel intimately linked to nature and need its solace. There's the hermit. You are a natural leader and will feel the need to guide and protect the vast magic of the woodland and those who dwell there. The white stag people are connected to nature spirits and feel their presence. You are intuitive and can often sense the future. The crowns of your horns, like branches from a tree reaching upward, grows ever higher in quest, the Knight of Cups, for spiritual knowing. If stag is your medicine, you have more blessings than you know. You need to turn around and see those cups in the castle. More knowledge than you imagine and more magic than you ever believed. Some things to keep in mind are: have you lost connection to your inner nobility and power? Have you used your sexual energy wisely? Have you journeyed too far from the meadow? Find your balance and happiness in nature. If this reading resonated for you, my dear stag pile, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That is something that you'd like to do. You could, I just lost my train of thought. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye. Good afternoon to all of those who picked third image in the spread. You have picked Ladybug. Welcome to your reading. So this reading is for the week of September the 22nd to the 28th, 2024. Utilizing the numerology of the date, September the 22nd, 2024, in order to gain how many times I'm going to be shuffling the deck. So the numerology of this week is 3. So I'm shuffling it 3 times, okay? So here we go. The first column that I'm going to be pulling is passing energies, all right? So we have the 8 of Pentacles. Building something new with respects to your work, hyper focused on building something of quality, okay? Making money of it. Justice is coming in for you here. Justice is the Libra card. We are moving into Libra season with the fall equinox that is occurring, I believe. When is that? On the 22nd, so right at the start of this reading, okay? So maybe you're going to be seeing some movement with something that you've been working on with your hands, perhaps, in order to make more money. Maybe you have a side hustle. Maybe this is something that you're working on with respects just to your employment. And you've been making some communication with your higher self here. Okay, this could also mean a partnership, perhaps, with respects to your employment. Oops, wrong way. Okay, the Two of Cups here can indicate a partner or union, okay, a partnership or union with respects to maybe something that you've been working on, okay? Maybe you just got accepted to a new job. Maybe you are doing an apprenticeship. Maybe you are doing some volunteer work or something. There's been some sort of partnership. Maybe you've even got an investor or something like that, um, or based on something perhaps that's starting off in Libra season, or this can be you communicating with your higher self here. Okay. You see the caduceus. This is a symbol of Hermes, of Mercury. And Mercury or Hermes is the god of communication, and he's the messenger of the gods. Okay. And this is your higher self. Okay, and your higher self has been communicating with you, and perhaps you've been listening. This has been your recent past column. So perhaps you've been listening to your higher self and what you should be focusing on and how what you should be developing right now. He is creating something of quality here. This is about work, the Eight of Pentacles. So something in work is balancing out. You've been maybe following your intuition, listening to your higher self or your spirit guides. Perhaps you've been meditating more, and or you've been maybe pursuing some sort of work on the side that it could be dealing with your spirituality. Okay. But I feel that you are following what gives your life meaning here. And Libra is also indicating, whenever I see the scales of Libra, I always think about the goddess and concept from the Egyptian pantheon named Ma'at. Ma'at is cosmic order and cosmic justice. Okay, so perhaps things are starting to even out for you as well, especially if you are leading with pure intentions with whatever it is that you are doing. And as a person, you've integrated your shadow. You are always striving to better yourself, my dear Ladybug pile. Okay, so think about this, like the goddess and god and concept of Ma'at. She, along with the god Thoth, would weigh a person's heart against a feather after they died, and the weight of the feather would rely on how of a pure intention, what kind of life did they live in while they were alive. Did they live a life of pure intention? Did they go about doing things without needing to harm people or without having malintent towards anybody and taking advantage of people? Or did they lead a life of pure intention? Doesn't mean that you don't, that no one's perfect, but as long as you're always striving to become better and learning from the lessons of how you've treated people and how other people have treated you, and that you don't repeatedly put yourself in situations again and again and again. Because when you do that, when you don't look at the lessons that certain situations in life are trying to teach you, they will manifest themselves again in a different format. Okay, so try to see these things and try to better yourself, and you will start seeing cosmic order, cosmic justice coming in for you. Maybe you've been healing some past traumas, even generational traumas, okay? Let's keep going here. So let's see, the next column we have is current energies. So we have the moon. We just had a partial lunar eclipse in Pisces this past week on the 17th or 18th, depending on where you live. And I feel that you might have been that like really communicating with your higher self or your spirit team during that time. You've maybe been getting some downloads perhaps. Okay, I don't normally take I don't normally take upside down cards. We will keep that in mind when we read the reading. But you got the Seven of Swords, okay? And the Seven of Swords is an indication to start being more strategic and thinking outside of the box on how you can approach passing obstacles that are in the moon card here, okay? Dealing with obstacles in your life. And then once you do that, you're going to start seeing an overflowing abundance and overflowing. You have the Ace of Cups, okay? So it's overflowing spiritual contentment, opportunities, love, okay? Love for yourself and love for others and others loving you. The cup is overflowing. So, you're not of any lack this week, okay? So I'm going to get the rest of the reading and then we're going to go through it a little bit more in depth. Okay, so that's the current energies of the week. Then we have in the up and coming energies, we have the Page of Cups, the Devil, and we have the Knight of Swords. Then any messages from your spirit team or your spirit guides or your higher self, we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Three of Wands. And then we have the Seven of Cups. All right. So the current energies here is the Moon, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So you might be working on something here. This is your job. You might be wanting to manifest bigger and better things, and you're being encouraged here. I'm going across this way now. You're being encouraged here to keep mindful of what gives your life meaning, what gives your life purpose, and follow your heart like the Queen of Cups. Okay, she holds this trophy like she holds this cup like it is a trophy. She cherishes the things that she puts her time and effort in, and she doesn't waste her time on things that she doesn't. Okay, now this she can be quite emotional, so what you want to make sure that you have appropriate coping strategies, especially for the chaos and like I'm getting that end of the distractions that are coming up in the world right now. You want to stay hyper focused. Okay, stay hyper focused on what you are building here, because you have a lot coming in for you that is really good, but you need to maintain your composure and your emotional regulation. So make sure that you have appropriate coping strategies, especially because we have the Devil here as well. The Devil can be, it's not a bad card, but it's indicating to me here is that don't go back, because we have the King, the Knight of Swords as well. The Knight of Swords is the only card in the deck, or in the Minor Arcana, the only knight that is looking backwards, okay? So you don't want to go rushing back to bad habits, bad people. So, if you are prone to drinking or doing drugs, there's no shame in that, but you don't want to be doing it for when in order for you to feel better when things are not working out the way that you want it. Like if something bad happens, you're stressed out, you shouldn't be drinking or doing drugs or having promiscuous sex in order to make yourself feel better when things are not going your way. Okay, if you want to do these things, do them when you're happy. Okay, not as a bad coping strategy, because the problem is still going to be there when you wake up and you're just going to be hungover, or you're not going to be feeling good about yourself. Okay, you're not dealing with the problem. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are dealing with things. If you're being hyper emotional, or stressed out, or you're taking in people's emotions too. You might be an empath. You might want to create an energetic boundary, so you're not absorbing people's energies. I do this, it happens to me a lot. I don't know if sometimes if I'm, because out of the blue I'll start feeling anxious or depressed, and like a minute ago I wasn't, and so I realize I'm picking up on other people's emotions. Okay, and you need to create a protective boundary and barrier for yourself when every morning, or and maybe sage when you get back from a busy environment and stuff like that, because you don't need to be carrying around other people's things. Okay, they're not for you to carry. Okay, so just be mindful of your coping strategies as well. We'll get more into that a little bit later. With the Devil has some other meanings too, but that just like kind of stood out to me. Okay, we're going to move back a little bit here to the current energies. We have the Moon. All right, let me just get a sip of water. Now the Moon, we just went through an eclipse, lunar eclipse in Pisces. Pisces is very spiritual. You have the Page of Cups as well, so that is also a water sign. You have the Ace of Cups. You have the Two of Cups. So it could be emotional time. You could be developing a psychic and an intuition, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience right now. We are in a portal right now. You are in a portal between these eclipses. Okay, so we have the lunar eclipse that just occurred, and then we have a solar eclipse happening in October. So right now it's really a good time for you to kind of manifest, put your manifestations, put your intentions towards what you want to create. Okay, because you have a brand new start here with the Ace of Cups. And there's like this is really good. This is an alignment with your values, alignment with your intent, with your heart. And if you follow your heart here, you're going to see an abundance. And this is a brand new beginning for you. Brand new abundance, spirituality overflowing. You're getting downloads, right? You see here on the moon card, all these rays that are falling down towards on top of this lady. This is you. These are all the solar downloads. This is like all of the solar energy that we are getting right now. The Schumann resonance. You are upgrading at a physical level. Okay, all of these stuff is happening to your soul, your light body, your spiritual body, but we still live in a 3D realm, right? So your body needs some time to catch up to it. And so this is the portal that we are going in, and you're being encouraged to keep going and not turn around. Even though things might get a little bit tough, these two pillars here are indicative. They represent obstacles in our life, ominous obstacles, okay? And going diagonally, so this is how it looks here, going on the diagonal. The obstacles in the life could even be our external world and all the chaos and stuff that's going on in the world right now. The devil is Capricorn. Capricorn is top-down authoritarian structure, the elite, the global elite, the governments, the banks, whoever runs those things in the background, you know what I mean? And all like the celebrity stuff that's going on right now. A lot of truths are going to be coming out. Okay, and you got to be mindful that you're not getting distracted with all this stuff, and you got to stay hyper focused on building what's going to be giving you fulfillment. Okay, so Pluto is oscillating right now and doing its final dance. Pluto is the outermost planet in our solar system, and it's been oscillating between Capricorn and Aquarius since 2008. So it's on the final degrees of Capricorn, and it's going to be moving full time into Aquarius in November. And it won't go back into Capricorn for another 240 years or something like that. So Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, and it is in its final degrees of Capricorn, which is top-down authoritarian structure. So the world is going to get a lot more chaotic. They're going to be doubling down. They know they're losing control because Pluto is going to be going into Aquarius, which is the sign of the people, community, grassroots orientation, sovereignty of the person, okay, as opposed to top-down authoritarian structures. So we're in this big transition phase. We're going between ages. We're going between eons here. We're in the Kali Yuga as well. We're remembering who we are. We're leaving the age of forgetting, okay, our divinity. So despite any of the obstacles that you are going through, that the world is going to show you, and so as within, so without, right? So even though there's going to be stuff going on in the world, it's going to be triggering things within us as well, so that because as we transform, as the outside world is going through this transformation, we are also going through a transformation ourselves. So don't turn around. You need to keep going through the obstacles, okay? And find different ways to do it. Start thinking outside the box. The Seven of Swords is a card that indicates strategy. He's going to war with an opposing army. And instead of going into hot war and people dying, he's broken into their encampment and he's stealing their swords so he doesn't have to fight. But he's won the war as well there because the other army can't fight him anymore without their swords. So, think outside of the box. You're being encouraged to tap into your spiritualness, your intuition, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, and clairaudience. You are developing these a lot. Okay, you're kind of being reborn here. This is a brand new beginning for you, I think, during this eclipse season that we are going through. Okay, so try to think about what you want to manifest, because the Page of Cups, he is, you see this fish, he manifested with his words and his imagination. So if things start off as thoughts, then we speak them into reality. So be careful what you speak into the world. You want to be mindful, because our words carry vibrations and they carry resonance, and what we put out into the world gets attracted back to us. So if we're coming from a lack mentality, we're coming from a victim mentality that things never work out for us. Well, that the world is like it's everything that is going wrong with our life is the world's fault. It's someone else's fault. You're never going to grow. You're never going to be able to manifest anything, because you're not giving the power to yourself. You're giving the power to you having an external locus of control. Okay? You need to have an internal locus of control. You have the choice to choose how you see things and how you react to things. And like I said with this, don't be falling back on toxic coping strategies. And this could be even and like full moons here are all about releasing, right? So releasing what doesn't serve you. That could be people, places, things, habits. Okay. And what I'm getting here is don't be rushing back to the past. Don't be rushing back to what was comfortable for the sake of the comfort. You need to push forward, right? I said don't turn around. Don't turn around. Right? You need to turn around and keep going forward. Okay? No rushing back to the past, and no just staying stagnant because of comfort. Now, that's all I have for you. Okay? My message just shut off. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna end there. I'm gonna read the Ladybug animal oracle, and then we will stop. Okay, so here we go. Ladybug. That's weird. Sometimes that happens. My message just gets cut off when they're done. How do I spell? Okay, here we go. All right. So here we are. Ladybug. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. Luck, life cycle, good omen, joy, delicate, beauty, harmless, faith, change, release, and renewal. The arrival of a ladybug is always an omen of good luck. The person with a ladybug totem is usually a lively and colorful companion. You are a bringer of joy. You are trustworthy, easygoing, and happy. Ladybug people remind others to let things flow at a natural pace. Ladybug urges you to leave your worries behind in the past and know that in due time your dreams will come true. The Ace of Cups. Ladybug medicine asks you to be true to yourself and teaches you that you can never be happy living someone else's idea of life. The name Ladybug comes from his association with the Virgin Mary, Lady of Heaven. Ladybugs have often been tied to spiritual devotion, and those with this totem do well with daily meditation and prayer. Ladybugs have a short life cycle and reproduce many times each season. This links them to energies of renewal and abundance. If a ladybug wanders into your life, know that good luck and cheerful happiness are just around the corner. There's that Ace of Cups again. Some things to keep in mind are: don't let worry ruin your happiness. Life is short, seize the day. Do not despair, joy is everywhere. And don't let others dim your colors. I love it. Okay, if this reading resonated for you, my dear Ladybugs, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if that is something that you'd like to do. You could also hit that bell notification to let you know when I release new videos. And if you want a more holistic approach as to what is going on with your week, you can check out the 2 other cards that I did readings for as well. I am truly grateful for all of the energy that you brought me here today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week.